Okay, so I'm TJPJ Music, and I'm going to be bringing you a tutorial on how to use FL Studios. This is the first video in a series of tutorials that I plan to do, and this is going to cover the basics of how to use FL Studio. We're going to go over what all the different windows are, what you do in them, and we're going to create a very basic song. So, to start off, you've got your playlist. And your playlist is where you put down patterns, like this one, and they play. So you play it and it will go through them. Now there's nothing in these patterns right now, they're just empty patterns, so you don't hear anything. We can right click on them and to delete them all. Okay, so we want something to be in those patterns. I'm going to put down a pattern here, and we want something in it, so we're going to go up here. This is the step sequencer. And the step sequencer is where you can put down notes. So if there are going to be 4 things preloaded into your step sequencer if you're a beginner. Otherwise, if you're just doing this because I'm not sure why you'd be doing this if you know how to do this already, but you can find a kick in your library, find a clap, find a hat, etc. So just in order to make noise, so we've got our click, kick, our clap, our hi-hat, and our snare. So, since each of these little squares represents 1/16 of a bar, so 1/4 of a beat, we're just going to put down some notes here. Doesn't really matter what notes you use. There's our kick. We're going to put a clap here and here, or no, we're going to put a clap here and here. And you can right click to remove them once you've put them there. I'm going to put hi-hats like this, and I'm going to put a snare right here. Doesn't really matter what you put down there. This is your choice for the beat. So you can listen to what you've got now. By clicking this little triangle here. So I'm going to put 4 of these in. So it's a 1-bar pattern, so we've got 4 bars of pattern. Now I'm going to rename it by pressing F2. So it says pattern 1 name, so we just put stuff into pattern 1, so I'm going to rename, and we put drum stuff in, so I'm going to put drums. Now we've got pattern 1 is named drums. Now, just listening to drums all day is great. Generally you want more than just drums, you want a melody on top of that. So, in order to do that, we need a second pattern. So we go back to our step sequencer, and we're going to click the drums. We're going to click find next empty, or the function 4 key, F4. What that's going to do is it's going to find an empty pattern that doesn't yet exist, and it's just going to be the next empty pattern. So since we were working on pattern 1, it's going to find pattern 2, and we're going to name pattern 2 melody. Now right now we don't have anything that can really do the melody. We've got a kick, a clap, a hat, and a snare, and you can't really do a melody with those 4 unless you're a drum genius. So we're going to go and we're going to have to add a plugin in. So we're going to go plug in presets, generators, and we're just going to use the 3XOSC, which is the 3 times oscillator. 3 oscillators basically. I'm just going to click on it and then drag the default right over here. You've got numerous other plugins you can use that do much cooler sounds, but the 3XOSC is very easy to use. So you've basically got 3 oscillators. You can set what type of wave you want and the type of note. We're just going to leave it as is. I'll get into how to make different sounds in a later tutorial. So we want our stuff. Last time we did this, we put stuff in, but when I play that, it's really uninteresting. We want it to do more than just play a single note continuously. So we're going to right click where it says default, and we're going to click piano roll. That's going to bring up this. Now, the piano roll is like the step sequencer, but instead of just having on and off for the notes, it has on and off and up and down, so to speak. So you can tell it what note you want. So I'm just going to do a very simple melody. So we can listen to it. Sounds like it's not really much, but it's a little melody. So we can put that pattern in there now. And you can see it popped up here. Instead of being like this, it shows you also what the notes are. And inside here you can remove notes by right clicking as well. Works the same way. So now we can listen to the whole thing by clicking here. We're going into the playlist now. We click there, and then just click up here. Stop it. So, next, we're going to work with the mixer. Mixer is where you're going to tell it how loud you want all your sounds. So you have two ways of getting stuff into the mixer. You can select it, right click, like channels to this track, or you have more than that. You can select it, assign free mixer track, or the easiest one, you can select them all, and this little green thing tells you they're selected, so hold shift and click all of them, and then right click there, starting from this track, and it'll link them all in, and it'll name them all what they were. And sometimes you don't want those names, you can rename by pressing F2. And you can have multiple ones of these. You can have two instruments here linked to one mixer track, but you can't have one instrument linked to two mixer tracks. So now when I play it, whenever the kick hits, this goes up. Whenever the clap hits, clap, hi, that snare, and whenever the 3 times oscillator hits, it's going to pop up right there. So now you can add effects over here, which I'll go over in another tutorial. So you've got your mixer tracks, and you can change the volume of any one of the tracks. You can change the pan, like the left, right. You can turn it on and off with that little thing. And I'll go over stuff like routing in another tutorial. Also, as I said, go over effects. So for now, that's all you need. You can have as many patterns as you want, and you can change the length of stuff here. The default is 4 beats, but you can change it to as many beats as you want. There's 33. You can change it to a maximum of actually 16 beats, even though the number goes up a lot higher. But the default is 4, smallest is 1. And this part here will stretch. Now, right now, you can also, this one here, right now, I can put stuff in the step sequencer. If I just play this. Nope. For instance, let's say I wanted to kick every beat. It doesn't continue onto the second half. So to fix that, I can go here. And what that basically says is repeat the stuff here until this is done, and then go back. So, hope that was helpful, and hope you come back for more tutorials, because I plan to do more. So, peace out.